Someone called you selfish for having boundaries? Good. Let's talk about why having self-worth makes people uncomfortable and why that's their problem and not yours. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michelle, and today I'm talking about something that makes people big mad: self-worth. Specifically, what happens when you start valuing yourself and other people don't like it. Because when you stop being a doormat, people get weird. They call you selfish, difficult, too much, not a team player. And you start to wonder, wait, am I being selfish? Should I go back to people pleasing? No, absolutely not. Let's talk about why self-worth gets labeled as selfishness and why you need to stop caring. Let's clear something up right now. Selfish is only caring about yourself at the expense of others, having no empathy or consideration for other people, taking advantage of people, and refusing to compromise or collaborate. Self-worth is knowing you matter just as much as everyone else, setting boundaries to protect your peace, not abandoning yourself to make others comfortable, asking for what you need, and saying no when something doesn't work for you. See the difference? Selfish people think they're more important than everyone else. People with self-worth think they're equally as important as everyone else. But to people who are used to having no self-worth, self-worth looks like selfishness because they were benefiting from you not valuing yourself. So why do people get weird when you start having self-worth? Well, one, you're no longer useful to them. Well, let's be honest. Some people only liked you because you were easy. You said yes to everything. You didn't argue. You didn't complain. You were convenient. When you start having boundaries, they lose that. And instead of respecting you, they get mad. And two, you're holding up a mirror. When you set boundaries and value yourself, other people have to face the fact that they don't. You're showing them what's possible, and that makes them uncomfortable because now they either have to do the work themselves or justify why they're not. Three, they have to actually consider your needs. When you had no self-worth, they didn't have to think about you. They could just do what they wanted, and you'd go along with it. Now they have to actually consider your feelings, your time, your needs. And some people do not want to do that. Four, it disrupts the power dynamic. If someone had power over you because you didn't value yourself, your self-worth is a threat. Bosses who overwork you, partners who take advantage, friends who only take and never give. When you start advocating for yourself, they lose their power and they're gonna fight to keep it. Five, you're breaking the nice girl contract. Society tells women especially that being nice means being small, agreeable, and accommodating. When you stop doing that, you're breaking an unspoken contract and people get mad. But here's the thing. Being nice does not mean being a doormat. You can be kind and have boundaries. Let's go through some common things that people with self-worth do that gets labeled as selfish. Can you work this weekend? No, I have plans. Wow, must be nice. Some of us are team players. Setting a boundary around your time is not selfish. It's self-respect. You're allowed to have a life outside of work. You're allowed to say no. Hey, I need you to stop interrupting me in meetings. Wow, you're so sensitive. Can't you take a joke? Advocating for yourself is not selfish. It's self-worth. You're allowed to ask for respect. That's not too much. Yeah, I can't make it to your thing. I'm taking a mental health day. You're bailing on me for self-care? Taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's survival. You're allowed to prioritize yourself. I'm not dating someone who treats me like that. You're so picky, no wonder you're single. Having standards is not selfish, it's self-respect. You're allowed to want a partner who treats you well. That's the minimum. I can't do that. Why not? What's your excuse? I just can't. No. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your no. That's not selfish, that's a boundary. I actually did that project? Wow, way to make it all about you. Owning your accomplishment is not selfish. It's honesty. You don't have to downplay your achievements to make others comfortable. Okay, so what do you do when someone calls you selfish for having self-worth? Well, consider the source. Is this person someone whose opinion you respect? Are they someone who treats you with respect? Or are they someone who's mad because you're no longer convenient? If it's the latter, their opinion doesn't matter. Ask yourself, am I actually being selfish? Get honest with yourself. Are you only thinking about yourself? Are you disregarding other people entirely? Or are you just having needs, setting boundaries, valuing yourself? If it's the second thing, you're not selfish. They're just uncomfortable. Don't justify yourself. When someone calls you selfish, your instinct is to defend yourself. No, here's why I'm not selfish. Let me explain. You don't owe anyone an explanation. I understand you feel that way is a complete response. You don't have to convince them. You don't have to make them understand. Hold your boundary anyway. This is the hard part. Even when they call you selfish, hold the boundary. Because if you cave, you've just taught them that calling you selfish works, and they'll do it every time. When you start having self-worth, people will push back. They'll test your boundaries, they'll call you names, they'll try to guilt you. And that's normal. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It means you're doing it right, and they don't like it. Not everyone is going to be mad about your self-worth. The right people will celebrate it. They'll respect your boundaries. They'll be glad you're advocating for yourself. Those are your people. The ones who get mad, let them go. Let me tell you what happens when you stop caring if people think you're selfish. You attract better people. The people who stick around are the ones who actually respect you. The ones who leave, they were only there because you were too easy to take advantage of. Good riddance. You have more energy. You're not constantly people-pleasing and overextending yourself. You have energy for the things and people that actually matter. You feel more authentic. You're not performing. You're not twisting yourself into a pretzel. You're just you. And that feels good. You build actual self-respect. Every time you hold a boundary, even when it's hard, you're proving to yourself that you matter. That builds real, lasting self-worth. You stop resenting people. When you stop saying yes when you mean no, you stop building resentment. Your relationships get healthier because they're based on honesty, not obligation. Building self-worth is going to cost you some relationships. Some people are only in your life because you don't value yourself. When you start valuing yourself, they're going to leave, or you're going to have to leave. And that's hard, and it sucks. But here's what I want you to understand. People who love you will not be threatened by your self-worth. They'll be happy you're finally standing up for yourself. The ones who call you selfish, they were benefiting from your lack of boundaries. Let them be mad. You're not selfish for having needs. You're not selfish for setting boundaries. You're not selfish for choosing yourself sometimes. You are human and you matter. If they can't handle that, that's on them. All right, that's it for today. If someone has ever called you selfish for having boundaries, drop a comment. Let's normalize self-worth. Thanks for watching. Rise stronger, live brighter, and I'll see you in the next one.